great news for you as a home buyer because the home prices is dropping.
First, let's hit it. Hi, this is Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, please subscribe and get notified.
I'm going to call and text all the time at 252-327-3357. Don't be shy. Also, I want to kind of point out if my sound a little weird today, it's because I have a cold. So it's definitely not COVID. It is a cold because, there's been tests. So anyway.
Therefore, there's no doubt about the soaring of the mortgage rate and economy shock in around the U.S., as all of you knows, which also affected the housing market. Therefore, over the past couple months, or let's say 8-9 months, the interest rate
in 2022, now
in 2022 toward the 2023, the interest rate from 3.11% went to 8%, which is crazy, And what's gonna happen?
A lot of people are thinking twice as buyers if they really want to buy that home. Also, sellers who are in the market are now a little bit more nervous about everything as well. So with mortgage rates going higher and higher, especially for home sales, there's a lot of people have just stopped and thought, what am I doing? So a lot of people have chosen to stay where they are. A lot of people are still moving forward with what they want to buy and figure they can buy the house and refi later.
And also what? With the inflation.
Yeah, that's the other question.
That is another, basically, the reason. With the inflation of a rate of 8.3%. And also previously dropping the, basically what? The annual rate.
Of how many people have bought from last year. So, that's about 4.7 million units, which means that they are actually selling at the slowest pace. But this is not all bad news for everybody. So let's drop into it. So, what was the first thing you wanted to ask?
Therefore, the first thing that we wanted to talk about is the sale declines, And then how exactly is going to be doing the sell decline.
Now, we read a lot of predictions, and you know what I think about predictions and crystal balls, and I don't really have a crystal ball, so what I'm saying now might not be absolutely true. I have no problems in the comments telling me how wrong I am. I'm okay with that. But basically what I see is interest rates are knocking out people who were on the edges and they couldn't afford, and now people who can still afford are still looking. However, houses are sitting on the market longer. The days on market is going back towards normals. We can see it approaching 30 days where markets are conditioning in to cool down in other areas. The average days on market is increasing to where it was. So what we do know, and my prediction, would be a more leveled field for those who are staying in the market.
Yes, and as my wife said, basically the sale also predicted to be declined from 4.71 million to 4.5 million. And basically that's basically help us to understand a little bit what's going on.
Right, so they're just not moving as fast. They're still moving. Move on to the next question, please.
Yes, what will happen actually to home values? This is another question that might pop in your mind. What's going to be the home value?
Honestly, is it appreciating as fast as it was in the past? The answer is probably no.
No.
Is it still going to be appreciating? The answer is probably yes. Again, hit me in the comments and tell me I'm all wrong. I don't mind. But prices are going to remain steady, and why? The supply is still not there where it needs to be. We do not have enough houses to meet the demand even at these high interest rates. So there is more houses on the market. It is still not a seller's market, but it's not a buyer's market, and the fact that there's 6 months supply. Currently there's about 3 months supply at the filming of this video.
Yes, exactly. Therefore, that is not a great actually news for you as a home seller, and welcome to you as a home buyer that you are searching to buy a home.
But it means that your house is there, and so a lot of people are going to think about staying where they are and getting an equity line to make that house fit whatever it is that they need it to fit.
Yes, Now the question is, in 2023, is it going to be a buyer's market or the seller's market?
Honestly, the statistics look at this moment that it's kind of an equilibrium, that it's neither a buyer's or seller's market. It might be tipping a little bit to the buyers who are still in there because there are less buyers for houses, but houses are not decreasing because there's still not that much inventory.
Yes. Before, with the pandemic, people desire more space, and because of the flexibility of job, they could work across the country. Now, in 2022 and 2023, that everything back to fully operational for all the businesses, then basically what is going to be the increase of the demand, no?
Right, demand is still there, but so is supply is creeping up, but it's not at levels to where it's a full buyer's market. What's the next question?
And also the sellers, basically, they don't have that much of tendency, many of them, because of the interest rate, to sell their homes, that it doesn't help that much to the inventory that we are predicting for the market. And the question that we said about the inventory, what do you think about increasing of the inventory?
Inventory is slowly increasing. It is not increasing at a high level.
Exactly. Therefore, what we should do?
Honestly, the bottom line, is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so basically the bottom line is taking a big picture approach to what the possibilities are. Basically, this is a year where nobody can really predict. Like I said last year, right? It's a hard to predict year. And that was a lot of demand, and then who would have guessed that interest rates were going to double? I'm going to say interest rates staying high. Buyers are going to be leveled out those who haven't had a good savings. Mortgage rates are going to pull back eventually next year because inflation is eventually going to get under control, and at that point I'm going to guess that the housing market will speed up again. But I mean, I don't have a crystal ball.
Yes, and many of the mortgage broker, they actually believe in the second quarter of the 2023 the mortgage interest rate is going to be decreasing.
So we'll see next summer.
And don't forget to subscribe in our channel and podcast, and see you in next video.